Hi guys, it's day 4 of our 30-day daily movement challenge. Today we're going to spend 15 minutes improving our balance. Okay, so challenging all of the stabilizer muscles and strengthening our legs, strengthening our core. Hopefully we don't fall over, but you know what, if we do, it doesn't matter as long as we land softly. Let's go for it. You're going to need a yoga block or maybe a nice thick hardback book. Or football, and maybe a spiky ball if you have it, or your massage ball, or a tennis ball or something like that, just to wake up the proprioceptors in our feet. That's all. So once you grab those, let's not waste time, get onto our mat. Okay, come to the center of your mat, and for a moment let's just take a second to ground ourselves. Okay, grounding is so important in order to balance, and that's whether we're on the mat or it transfers directly over to our daily life too. So take a moment to close your eyes or soften your gaze and just sense your alignment as you stand here. Maybe become aware of your breath. Sense the air as it moves in through your nose, down your throat, and notice the movement in your torso as you breathe. Become aware of your feet and the ground beneath you. Maybe notice the temperature of the ground beneath you or your mat, and then the texture of that surface beneath your feet. Now become aware of how the weight's distributed under your feet, how that feels up your legs and throughout your whole body. Soften your knees if you've locked those, and check in with your alignment. Become aware of the air around you. Here it started. The breeze has started to blow a little bit stronger, which is not what we need when we're trying to balance, but a little bit of extra challenge. Maybe there's stillness around you. If there is, feed into that. All right, opening your eyes then. Preparing to move. Let's grab our spiky ball or tennis ball, whatever you manage to find. Place it under your left foot as you balance on the right leg, and just roll along your feet. Just allow it to feel nice. You know what? Do whatever you like. Make circular movements maybe. Press down into it, but spread your toes wide and just roll along the ball so that you're just massaging the sole of your foot, and at the same time you're stimulating all those nerve endings, waking up all those little proprioceptors, which is going to help us to sense the floor beneath our feet a little bit better, and so help us with our balance. All right, switching over to the other foot. Press your weight down into it. Now spread those toes nice and wide. Get in around your heel. All right, now you can move that out of the way. And let's just circle from the ankle. We can keep our toes on the floor here. And reverse. And then switching to the other foot. Circling the ankle and reverse it. All right, here we go. Let's begin. So balancing on our left leg, we're going to float our right knee in toward our chest. Just hug that in and try to keep that long neutral spine. So sense your alignment, stabilize through your center, soften your gaze now, or fix it on something straight ahead that isn't going to move. And then peeling your right foot off the floor, gently lift that knee and hug it in towards your chest. circle your ankle. And then return that foot to the floor. So initially, right now, you might want to lean against a wall or hold on to the back of a chair or table or something. That's fine. Still going to do a little bit of preparatory work after this. Sorry. All right, bring that foot down. Grab your block. Here we go. So placing your block or that book or whatever you have there between your feet, I want you to press your feet into the block. So squeeze the feet into the block. Become aware of the arches of your feet and the ball of the foot under the big toe. Can you press the ball of the foot under the big toe into the floor and find a sensation that you're drawing the big toe towards your heel? Keep squeezing in on the block and then sit back into your squat. Keep your long spine. Raise your arms. And then thrust your hips forwards to come up. So continue squatting just like that, right? You can even lift all of the other toes off the floor, but keep the big toe down and keep sensing the arches of your feet and pressing in on the block. You might be able to feel or sense that running all the way up through your legs into your inner thighs. And then one more. All right, now keeping the block there and keeping your feet where they are. But what I want you to do now is press your feet, without moving them, away from the block. So we're working into the outside edges of the feet and the legs now. So sense the baby toe, the outside edge of the foot, all the way along to the heel. And then sit back into your squat. And back up again. Sit back. Can you feel that waking up all of those muscles along the outside of your legs? Keep pressing into the outside edges of the feet for 4 more. Last one. All right, lovely. We're going to remove that block out of our way and then come to the center of your mat. Balancing on that right leg. Let's just reach the left leg back. We can keep the toes on the floor if you need to, or maybe barely have something close to you that you might, if you need to lean against it, you can, if you're feeling unsteady. Otherwise, we're going to raise that leg up if you can. Keep it there if you need to. Bending into that right leg as you raise the left leg back. That's it. And tap. Sit back into it, squatting into the right leg. Now you know you're not rounding your back, you're keeping your spine neutral, right? Sit back into it and up. Just sliding that foot along the floor if you need that bit of support. Last one. All right, now we're going to take this leg behind the right one. So we're shifting the weight distribution. Challenging different muscles now. You can feel that work into the outer glute. One more. And back up. All right, let's go to the other side. Spread your toes nice and wide. Sense the floor beneath your feet. Stabilize through your center. Soften your gaze. Soften that knee, so there's a micro bend there. Slide that right leg back. Leave it on the floor if you need to, otherwise raise it up, but maintain good alignment throughout the torso. Sit into it. Try to keep that knee nice and steady as you can. If it wavers too much, where it goes beyond the toes either side, then you might need to ease off a little bit. Maybe don't go down so far, or just really concentrate and try to keep it in line with your middle toes. 3 more. And then bring it back up. Well done. Okay, now we're going to take it behind. All right. Steady and slow. We've got 2 more of these. All right, coming back up. Well done. Let's just circle the ankles. Stretch at the front of the ankle. Giving the feet a rest for a second, just circle from your knee. And then reverse. So we're coming back down into it then. And we're going to grab our block. All right, so grab your block. Actually, keep it in your hand. Keep it in your hand. Feet hip distance. Stabilize through your center. Neutral stance. Shoulders relaxed. Take a breath. And when you're ready, balance on the right leg. Hinging from the hip. Lower that block to the floor. Leave it there. And come back up. Bending that knee. Stay balanced on the right leg. Back down again. Pick the block up, back up again, bending that knee, bringing it forwards. That's it. Now we're going to bring that block out and rest it over toward the right side. So hinging from the hip, neutral spine, leave the block out to the right and come up slow and steady. As you come up, try not to lean your shoulders back behind your hips. Keep them aligned directly over the pelvis. Grab the block, coming back up. Now we're going out to the other side, okay? So we're going to leave that block down on the left. Whoop. And then we're going to go back down and pick it up. Coming back up, slow and steady. Now switch to the other side. So there's obviously lots more we can do. We could go behind us, you can go out to the side. We've just got 15 minutes today, right? So keep it simple. Hinging from the hip, lower the block to the floor, coming back up nice and steady. Whoop, she says as a gust of wind comes and blows her over. And again, stabilize. Hinging from the hip, pick up the block, long spine, nice and steady. Now let's cross our body, bring the block over to the left. Leave it there as we come back up. And then nice and steady, hinging from the hip. Catch hold of that block. Back up. And now we're going to the right. So maybe you can sense or allow that pelvis to rotate on your thigh bone. So your thigh bone and your leg stay in a neutral position, but as you reach over toward the right, your pelvis is rotating on your thigh bone, okay? Lovely. Coming back up and leave that foot to the floor. Okay, I think that's probably all we have time for today, so we'll leave that down. But you know, if you have extra time, you can see there's lots of ways you can play with that and challenge your balance, so continue if you have the time. Otherwise, we might just do a little calf stretch here before we finish up. So place your right foot maybe up onto the block or onto the ball, whichever you have there and whichever suits your range of motion, and just step the left leg forward and back as you stretch into that right calf. One more, hold it there maybe, and then release it. Over to the other side to do the very same thing. Step forward and back. So you don't need to step too far, you're only stepping as far forward as you can feel a nice stretch. Not straining. Step forward, hold it there. Sending the breath down into that calf. And then release it. Well done. Okay, so that's our daily dose for today. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you tomorrow for day 5.